All right, welcome back, everyone. Glad to see that you have all made it back for this next session because this is a great one as Akeneo's VP of Sales for EMEA sits down with Andrea Scott, Product Data Quality Manager at Henderson Foodservice, to discuss how she and her team have been able to move from siloed and disconnected spreadsheets and manual supplier processes to a more centralized data strategy powered by Akeneo. Please welcome to the stage Tanguy and Andrea.
All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome, Andrea, to our session about the Great Restack. Welcome to the new age of commerce. First thing first, Andrea, thank you so much for being here. We're extremely glad to have you. I'd love to start with the obvious introduction of yourself, and then we'll go to your business and learn through the very great story you have to share with us today. Andrea, please introduce yourself. What do you do at Anderson Foodservice? And what today?
I am the product data quality manager. We are a food service company for the island of Ireland, and we serve thousands of hospitality, education, healthcare, and retail customers.
Fantastic. And I am Tanguy. I lead EMEA as GM and VP of Sales. So first thing first, if we look at the before Akeneo time, what made managing product data particularly challenging before Akeneo?
We didn't have one source of the truth. We were gathering information from all sorts of systems, spreadsheets, that were also inconsistent. We also had obviously manual input, so we had a big struggle trying to keep one source of the truth and keeping it in one place as well. We needed somewhere we could store our information, but also be able to feed into other systems with that product information.
Great. You mentioned, I think, the critical aspect of compliance. Would you be able to elaborate on what issues it caused in the business before you had Akeneo in place?
Yeah, well, we are a food service business. So as you know, food has a lot of compliance around it. And one being that we needed to list all our allergen information. And we didn't have a system that could do that. So we needed somewhere we could find that we could list all our allergens with relating to the products, but also being able to store that document, which is a compliant document that you have to have, to sell that product onwards.
Great. Would you be able to give a bit of an illustration from the team as to what tracking meant before Akeneo in terms of listing, getting the right delays, the right timing in place for products to be online?
Yeah, I think before Keno, we didn't have the Natasha's Law, and I think that's what kind of was pushing us to get onto a system where we could store our information. But before that, it was literally emails, folders where we kept some of the specs. A lot of the specs were out of date, which then becomes non-compliant. So it was a lot of chasing our tails, until we got a Keno and we had that system that we could actually capture everything in and keep track of it.
Okay, great. Biggest pain points. So we discussed when we prepared this session around the back and forth. Could you maybe elaborate on this? How was the relationship between yourselves, your teams, and the suppliers? There's always a bit of a disconnect in the communication as we hear. Would you be able to explain the pains expressed not only by your teams but also by the suppliers? What were they saying about the relationship?
I think because we had inconsistent documentation, the supplier didn't know what was expected of them. It was obviously miscommunications going on, but a lot of it was just not getting the right data, at the right time. And there was a lot of back and forth, asking the questions where if it was one place, they knew exactly what is needed of them. But I think because it was a complete, going backwards and forwards. The data wasn't obviously consistent. was a lot of manual processing, a lot of mistakes being made because of the manual processes. And it was just everything caused us to delay product to market because of it.
Great. Okay. How would the suppliers have visibility over, when they'd be able to sell via your network the products that you were eventually selecting from them?
Do you mean how did they
Did they have any visibility over the process and control over it, or?
No, not in the beginning. No, they didn't. This is why we needed a PIM system. We needed Akeneo and the solution that was offered to us, because they didn't see anything. They just had emails back and forth asking them for product information, asking them to send over documentation. So yeah, it was a lot of back and forth and miscommunication, and they weren't able to see from their side.
Okay, so we discussed about the past. Let's discuss about the turning point, creating the single source of truth for your organization. So first, why have Henderson chosen Akeneo to essentially do and solve the pains you were describing just before? What led you to start first looking at the PIM solution, and eventually we'll go to the choice of Akeneo itself?
Well, we needed, as I've said, one source of the truth and somewhere we could store our information, ensure that our information, we could always refer back to it and use that information, which we obviously didn't have, at the time. We needed, obviously, collaboration around our teams internally, but also for our suppliers as well. And we knew by doing this and storing and having that information, we were able to sell onto our e-commerce platform, and we were able to do our labeling system. So there was a lot, that we could do once we had that Akeneo solution for us.
Okay. Why the choice of Akeneo in a few words? As I'm sure we'll have people that are still evaluating Akeneo as a possible future platform. I think this is always gold to hear.
For us, it was the focus of the data quality that we were getting. Akeneo was focusing on data, and they gave us the capability that we could actually centralize everything and be able to work with our teams through workflows. There was no more spreadsheets or chasing information anymore. So we found that the overall solution that was offered to us fitted with what we need, to be able to get that product to market.
Okay, fantastic. If you were to go to your teams today and ask them what has this investment, this new projects changed in your day-to-day life, what would they say to you? So really, how does the team work today now that they've have the right tools and processes in place?
I think confidence would stick out for us. We have the confidence now because we know that everything that we work on, as I've said, I keep saying, is the one source of truth. It's there. We know it's there. We know we validated it. We know that we've got the information there, and we know that the system can perform into other systems as well. So, and Great. I think just optimization, I think, was a big key word also for the team.
Okay. In terms of proactiveness, or we often say that the investment in Akeneo would free up some time for the teams to do more added value work. Any examples that you have in mind, or feedback you could give to the people listening to us today?
Sorry, say that again.
No, the question is more on the value-added activities that the team can do to having freed up time.
Because we've obviously automated a lot of it ourselves, within the system. They obviously have more time now just to validate and not to input manual input, which then frees up obviously a lot of their time, and then it gets us through products quicker as well.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for that. We want to now focus on really the supply data process, the onboarding of the supply data. This really has changed the way you collaborate. So I think just for the audience, you've started with Akeneo PIM, you then evolved and invested further on into Akeneo Supply Data Manager. What has that changed in terms of shift of collaboration with your suppliers?
I think it's become much more structured than what we had prior. So the suppliers know what it is they need to do. They know how to do it, and then it comes through to us. And then it's just ready for us to validate. So I think communication also has helped, within the SDM as well, the Supply Data Manager. So it has helped us communicate outwards to the supplier, and then obviously the supplier sending us the information over.
Yeah, what I often explain to the customer I meet with, or future customers, is that we finally speak a common language
Yep.
via an implementation of SDM. Does that resonate with the way you were not understanding each other in the past, and how it's changed today?
Yeah, definitely. I think because there were so many documents floating around, it I think was harder even for the supplier to understand what our needs was as a business. But I think as soon as we started using the SDM and we do our onboarding with them, that it's much clearer what is needed, what is wanted, and yeah, they get it to us much quicker than before.
Okay, fantastic. Any evaluation of the time between before and after in terms of a traditional onboarding process? Has that been halved, divided by 3 more? We're always keen to get a bit of data points there.
Yeah, I would say that we've got I think half of our suppliers on the portal at the moment, and because of that, obviously the time has been obviously quicker to market. So we always look at a 24-hour to 48-hour turnaround time now, whereas before we could never have done that because obviously of the pain struggles we were having, with getting information from suppliers.
So from days or weeks to day or a couple of days, if I rephrase
yeah,
it. Fantastic.
if that much, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks. Let's talk about the future outlook for you. What's next for Henderson in terms of product data, digital transformation? We all talk about the arrival of agentic commerce and AI and all that. How does that resonate for Henderson as a business?
Yeah, I think what we do have a focus on AI. We are obviously trying to make things easier and quicker, and I think that's where AI will definitely come in for us as a business, and being able to generate information from any document, hopefully done, and be able to bring that information in, and we know that obviously it's going to be accurate, and again improve time to market.
Okay. So if we just double click a little bit on these new technologies that emerge, how are our GEO AI capabilities becoming priorities for your teams?
At the moment, I think we are still, obviously it's still new for us. So I don't want to say that we're using it to its maximum, because I don't think we are. But it is something we are looking at as a team, and definitely for our e-commerce platform. So watch the space.
Okay, great. I think you mentioned the geo aspect of things is something you look at to get LLMs to localize better your products on the various destinations you sell, distribution channels you sell the products to. The other question I had is, how do you see AI potentially helping with supply data, the enrichment process, or even product discovery in the future?
Well, product discovery, I think definitely is it is with the marketing at the moment, and they are looking at that perspective. For us and for my team, we are more of the AI capabilities, and it is a priority for us because, as I said, we prefer not to have manual input, because, as you know, can have bring a lot of mistakes in, and it can cause data not to be 100% accurate. So we are definitely looking at identifying those gaps and then hopefully improving it overall, not just the AI, but also the GEO capabilities. for the business.
Okay, so it's interesting because a lot of the future customers we meet sometimes challenge the trust in AI and prefer to keep a bit of a manual process, whereas you seem to say we rather want to avoid any manual entry and rather lean onto AI from a data cleansing process point of view. So very interesting to hear that from you. Have you started testing things around AI generation of content, product descriptions, categorization, and things like that?
We have started looking at the descriptions, definitely with the AI capability. We haven't gone further than that as yet, but that is on our target list this quarter to make sure that we are looking at it for categorization, especially it will take a lot of manual, as I've said, manual time away from myself and the team. But yeah, we have started looking at the AI capabilities for the product descriptions.
Okay, fantastic. Closing words. If you had one piece of advice to give to the audience, what would it be? Like, think of a prospect that's about to implement either at the same time or in a one after the other way. What advice would you give to them before they eventually start the project?
I would say, it's about getting all your data, right, getting it governed, and then, making sure that your processes or internal processes are right as well. And then bringing your suppliers with you, bring them on board, let them know what you're doing, tell them what information you require from them and what their part will be in the project, and keep it simple. So I think that's the best thing that you could do, because then your foundations are strong and everything else will scale out more easily.
Fantastic. And if people want to follow you on LinkedIn, I'm sure they will find new advices or updates from how you work with the supplier. I want to first congratulate you on how you've rolled out this amazing project. I know you've been best in class in the way you operate the change management towards your suppliers. So
Thank you.
except to you and your teams for the way this has been project managed with our support, obviously, but you've been at the top of what we see in terms of change management, and I think that's a very important part of the success of such a project as well. Thanks a lot, Andrea. This has been a fantastic contribution from you and the team. I wish you a very beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to seeing you all soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to both Tonki and Andrea for a wonderful session and for showcasing a real-life example of how embracing a centralized data strategy can really revolutionize your way of working. Now we're going to keep it going with the customer celebration vibes as we have a few PX Champion Award winners to announce. The PX Champion Awards recognize the achievements of our customers who are leveraging all of the different pillars of Akeneo, from building a solid foundation to optimizing for peak performance, particularly for AI and agentic commerce. So without further ado, I think we have a video here announcing our 2026 PX Champion Award winners.
In commerce, speed is currency. In digital, data is destiny. We are living in the age of product experience, where strategy is driven by the story, and the difference between success and silence is one clean piece of data. This demands vision. This demands excellence. Our PX champions demonstrate excellence in bringing product information together with Akeneo Agentic First Product Cloud by seamlessly onboarding supplier data and centralizing it in one scalable, collaborative platform. Transforming basic data into compelling product experiences with Gen AI-powered content, automated translations, streamlined workflows, and enriched visuals. They deliver consistent product experiences across their commerce sites, social channels, retailers, and marketplaces, and continuously improve with data-driven insights, AI-powered recommendations, and analytics that optimize performance and elevate every product experience. Welcome to Unlock 2026 PX Champions Awards. Today, we're celebrating the incredible people who make our PX community thrive. The nominees for the 2026 PX Champions Awards represent passion, collaboration, and a commitment to succeed. To all of our nominees, thank you for the impact you make, and congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Our first award recognizes the architects of modern commerce, the ones who turned chaos into control. The Digital Foundation Award celebrates those who built the single source of product truth. They replaced silos with scale, transforming messy data into comprehensive, governable, and agile AI-ready data models in Akeneo PIM. Transformed supplier onboarding with Akeneo Supplier Data Manager, and future-proofed operations for compliance and sustainability. And the 2026 Digital Foundation Award winner is LG Electronics. By building a single source of product truth with Akeneo PIM, LG Electronics USA centralized product specifications, streamlined governance, and eliminated spreadsheet dependency. The result? Product data processing became 71% faster, cut from 1 week to just 2 days, while their data model scaled from 110 to more than 1,000 attributes. Congratulations to our winner, LG Electronics. Our next award is for the Product Storyteller. The Product Storyteller Award honors the teams who enrich content to captivate customers. They close the data gap using PX Insights and Gen AI to turn features into brand-defining narratives and built connected enrichment ecosystems via the Akeneo App Store. And the 2026 Product Storyteller Award winner is Tanner. By enriching product information in Akeneo, Tanner transformed technical data into compelling digital product experiences. Richer product content improved discoverability, increased conversions, and reduced returns, helping customers buy with greater confidence. Congratulations to Tanner on this achievement. The next award is the Market Maker. The Market Maker Award recognizes those who activate product experiences everywhere. They master omnichannel, conquering new geographies and empowering partners with seamless, accurate data. And the 2026 Market Maker Award winner is Petra. Using Akeneo PIM and Akeneo Activation as the engine for omnichannel product experiences, Petra centralized more than 15,000 SKUs and automated marketplace listings, while eliminating 2 vendor contracts and their duplicate data management workflows. The result? Faster time to market and streamlined marketplace operations. Congratulations to the Petra team. Our next award is the Growth Architect. The Growth Architect Award goes to a data-driven team that turns insights into growth engines and treats insights as their strategy. They use analytics to close the loop, constantly optimizing their PX strategy for maximum ROI and continuous improvement. And the 2026 Growth Architect Award winner is AutoQuotes. By optimizing product enrichment workflows in Akeneo PIM with automation and rules-based processes and working in partnership with Citation, AutoQuotes reduced the cost per enriched SKU by 71% and increased enrichment output by 55%, updating nearly 16,000 products in a single day. Congratulations to the AutoQuotes team. The PX Champions of the Year are the ultimate visionaries, the customer who elevates the entire organization from reactive data managers to strategic product experience makers with a holistic strategy across Akeneo Product Cloud. They have achieved end-to-end mastery, proving that PXM is the foundation of competitive advantage. The teams setting a new industry standard. Our global PX Champions of the Year are Fullscript with Datmos, Asa Abloy, Synchro Diffusion, and TechTake. Thank you to all of our PX Champion nominees, and congratulations to our 2026 PX Champion Award winners.
All right, congratulations and big round of applause to all of our winners for the PX Champion Awards. Now, be sure to join us for our next session, which starts right after this, to get an inside look into Akeneo's 2026 spring release. See you there.